Hello. What a gracious thing to be able to come to you. In this Sunday's reading, gospel reading, which I'll concentrate on for the weekend of January 29th and 30th, the fourth Sunday of Ordinary Time, we look at the Beatitudes from Matthew's famous chapter 5 at the beginning. Matthew wants to indicate, especially in chapter 5, that what Jesus is doing is establishing a new world, establishing a new kingdom, a new religious order, by not a religious order in the sense of Franciscans or Dominicans, but an order different than that of what the Jews had for their religious order, their way of approaching the Lord. That Jesus was starting something completely new, and what was old would be left behind, so that we would be invited to join his new kingdom here on earth, and as we work our way to God's kingdom in heaven. This is really in contrast to the Ten Commandments, especially in the sense of it says what we are to be. And it really stresses spirituality, something that's within us, so that we are to become new people, not simply actions that are on the outside of us, but we are to change totally as people, because we're to be made in the image and likeness of Christ. I'd like to go through these quickly. First of all, poor in spirit, I think means, one way of saying this in a concise manner is, we're not to be proud, not to be self-centered, but Christ-centered. Blessed are they who mourn. We are to be other-centered, so much so that we share in their sufferings, and we do not protect ourselves from the pain of being with other people. You mean so much to me, we say to others. I'm even with you when you suffer and are in pain. Blessed are the meek, the humble. The word humble is related to humus, to the dirt. We're people who are close to the ground, lowly. But that means we're close to reality. We do not have our heads in the clouds, so we inherit the earth. Blessed are they who hunger and thirst for righteousness, doing what is right, free from doing what is wrong. And in turn, if we thirst for it, we will become thoroughly righteous people. Mercy, blessed are the merciful. To show mercy means to be forgiving, because God is forgiving. Forgiveness is an expression of love of others. Blessed are the merciful. We just really did that. Blessed are the clean of heart, a purity of heart, which is the right intention, the right motivation for doing the things that we do. And the perfect motivation is to do it purely for God, in accord with God's will, and not to some extent because that's what God wants, and on the other hand, there are things we can get out of it for ourselves. But doing it simply because that's what God wants us to do. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God. To live at peace here is living in harmony and accord with God. We're at one with God. And the reward just flows out of the nature of being a peacemaker. Will be people who are formed in the image and likeness of God because we're so much at one with God. Blessed are they who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for doing what is right. This world is full of a great deal of evil. This world will try to discourage us from being good people because we stand just simply by example as people who make them feel badly about their evil, its evil-centered ways. So they want to erase us from this world. So they'll come after us when we're good people and make fun of us. And one way or another, try to discourage us. But even more, if we're persecuted for doing the things that God wants us to do, we're persecuted because we're following His will, because we're following Him. Rejoice and be glad. But the pain we receive is the pain that the Lord received. We follow in His footsteps, for your reward will be great in heaven. May the dear Lord bless you in every way as we engage the Beatitudes and their challenge for us.